Yo, what's up, good people? Been a while, good people. How y'all doing, man? Definitely a blessed day. Uh, as long as you're here, you already know how we do it. Smelling that good prana, then you know you're alive, and so you might as well live, right? As you can see, the title of the video, information and application. There's a lot of great things that have been happening, man, in my life from the last time you guys may have even seen me. Overall, just with health, everything that I've been saying, I've been applying. And that's what this video is about. Is when we hear information, does it resonate with us enough that we're able to apply it, right? Because without application, then you're just hearing and you're just listening, but you still can't really judge a thing without having done it before, right? Without having tried it before. And I think what we do as people, as we gather all this information, we just, we go search this, we search that, but we never really try anything. We're just gathering information on it, and then we try to pass judgment about a thing based solely off information and never off application. And honestly, if you know anything about science and laboratory stuff and all that, you know that everything has to be tested, it has to be tried, right? And through those experimentations are when you are able to give a clear-cut understanding of a thing or a result of something, but you have to experiment with it. You have to try it. You have to do it first, right? So we as people, we get a lot of information on health, but then we wonder why we're still obese. Because most of us are not really applying the information that we heard, right? Or if we are, we're not following it rule by rule, right? I got Jenny Craig, or I go to the gym, but I don't go to the gym as often as I should. I don't eat Jenny Craig as often as I should. Well, then Jenny Craig is not going to work in your eyesight, and exercising ain't doing nothing for you in your eyesight because you're not following through with the information that was given. So it is important to understand that we can only judge a thing after we have experiment or applied the information that was given on a thing. Is the only way we can attest a thing to be true or false, good or bad, right? So what I'm saying is that I don't believe that we need more information. I believe we need more application of what we've already got out here. And we need to narrow things down. I think it's too much information, and it's because nobody's trying a thing, and therefore, everybody can come out with something until we begin to dwindle down on what is really good for us as the body of humans that we are here, trying to live out our lives, right? So I'm proposing, and I believe that if we are able to be able to get into one setting where you can go to one place and get information on anything, but it's one hub, right? One centralized location. If our money is centralized, it's in these central federal banks, right? So I'm not saying you have to have one particular spot for everything, but you have a central location where a person can go and get information on the total body, mind, soul experience, right? This is a place where the homeless brother could go get himself cleaned up and get job, career training, and get a job. It is the same place that a sister can go and learn natural beauty and body tips on how to make natural soaps, right? how to, or to know what kind of toothpaste to buy without the fluoride, giving you, you know, particular people that we use or whatever, just products that, not saying we gonna have products, but anybody products that fulfill these categories, we would like to advertise to our people, right? So, you know, Mr. Tom's, for example, you know, if you don't want fluoride toothpaste, Mr. Tom's is a nice product that that makes toothpaste with no fluoride. Otherwise, we can give you tips on how to make your own toothpaste with baking soda and, you know, things of that nature. Either route, you can be able to get information on toothpaste without fluoride. On the same website that a brother got a job off of, right? On the same website, or in the same centralized location that a person was able to get some relationship counseling, some spiritual guidance, some financial planning, some credit repair, some tax information on maybe how to do your tax withholdings at your job, or maybe information on how to prepare your taxes, you know, information on holistic and herbal medicines, right? Information on gardening and farming, right? So you'll know what to garden in, what seasons, what kind of techniques to use, what kind of soils and different minerals that we put in our soil to create a great soil to plant in, so we know that we're getting the best nutrients to our herbs, to our vegetables, and you'll be able to go there, get the same place, get the information, right? What is spiritual guidance? It doesn't necessarily mean that we're going to be denominational, but it'll be a denominational platform that will present tips on just how to connect to you more, the spirit in you more. Not necessarily talking about a particular, you know, religion, but you, just trying to get more connected with you and the things that you can do to learn how to connect with your spirit more, right? Things like meditation, things like massages and different exercises like Tai Chi, yoga, you know, providing information on all those things that would draw you closer to your spirit, right? That's the type of guidance that we will be having information on. Different ways to internalize things and to come to a peace on the inside, the internal peace, or find balance on the inside, you know. And I think we have to start there first. But to have a place where you can go and get all of that information, the same place. I do believe that information drives everything in our lives, right? It drives service, it drives technology, it drives media, it drives every aspect of our lives, information. And anytime that you can be on the cutting edge of information, right, then you are driving, you're now being on the driving force of what we know the world to be, and that's service, and that's technology, and that's media, and all of that. But we get it after it's already, you know, been served, right? And then people dress it up, and then they give it to us, and when they want to, how they want to, but we're never on the cutting edge of it. We're never the people sitting at the table listening to it as soon as it's being spoken. And what I'm saying is that position itself is the bigger position to be in. The person that's driving the trend, right, is always the person that can create the conditions of the society. So we need to be on the cutting edge of information. And I believe that information is the driving force of life. It's the driving force of our society. And although we gather information, and although we have these gadgets that keeps us connected to information, we rarely have great information to pass along to one another. Rarely do things work out in our favor enough to where we're able to say, hey, yeah, you go get that over there, that'll work for you because it worked for me. So even though individually we have access to information, that individual has to go through so much hula hoops to land on the right information that works for them. You see what I'm saying? And it's time to cut through all of that and to get to a point to where we have information on factual, substantial things that work, right? So when we're telling you about health and wellness, or herbal and holistic medicines, and when we're telling you about financial planning and credit repair and investing, we're telling you about things that actually work, that actually have success, that actually are legitimate, and what you get the best of from this particular information hub, and then you can go out and you can apply, and then you can make judgment on something that is substantial, that already has been through numerous experimentations and have numerous results behind it. And that's what you want. And then that way you don't spend time on, going to the hospital, taking pills and filling your body full of prescriptions that may not necessarily work for your situation. I may have an oil or a tincture or a herb that can really do the same thing, but it doesn't hurt the body in the way that the pills and prescription does. You understand me? I may have a particular criminal justice referral, or a particular understanding, or we may be talking about a topic, or we may have some information out there that is critical to pass along to where, it could create a proactive situation to where somebody else don't get into a situation, all because they already now understand the consequences, right? Understand the process of it all, right? And no one wants to be in that process. So this information, if applied as given, which if information is given and we need to be on the cutting edge of information, we also need to be on the cutting edge of application, so that we're always catching information in the beginning, and it allows us to be proactive in our decision making and not always reactive, because sometimes we get the blunt of the blow from the reaction, and now we have to live with that blow. We have to live with that pain of that blow. And so, not trying to make this video too long. I hope you guys get the gist of what I really was trying to say here. And it's just about, like I said, being on the cutting edge of information and applying it, and knowing what's good for our communities, knowing what's good for our finances, knowing what's good for our situations, and so that we don't have to continue to juggle 99% of this stuff that really doesn't do or have any effectiveness, right? A lot of this information is just what it is. It's just information, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work, And I can say it because I've applied a lot of this stuff. I've tried a lot of this information, which is why I'm even talking about this topic. So I know that a lot of it is just hogwash. It's almost like your mailbox, right? I mean, if you look in your email or even at your mailbox, you're probably going to have more junk mail than real mail that you really need to adhere to, right? So that's kind of like information. That's kind of like the internet. That's kind of like, I hate to say it, but that's kind of like, the preachers, and that's kind of like TV, right? They throw all this stuff at you, but the only thing that really catches your brain is something that is actually helpful to the situation you may be in, or you may know somebody in, right? Everything else is just junk mail. It's junk mail. All in your ears is just junk mail. And even though you may be searching, you know, for something, it's still junk mail. You know, like a lot of women who are vitamin D deficient, but I see they're buying vitamin D2. You need to buy vitamin D3. So whoever gave you that information was wrong, right? You know, a lot of people don't feel like cancer, there's no cure to cancer. But there are a lot of people who are being cancer free, and it ain't just by chemotherapy and radiation. But if you just reading one type of information, you don't know that there's something else out here, and that people are miraculously, cancer is leaving bodies, and it ain't just based on chemotherapy and radiation, right? You want to know about relationships and why things are just difficult in relationships. There's a lot of different variables for that, but what we need to do is pinpoint them, right? And I'm gonna tell you the main point to relationships and the failures of relationships, and I'm just gonna be honest, is honesty. It's honesty. Honesty is the friend of a relationship and the enemy of a relationship. And when a person can feel okay with being dishonest within a relationship, then there goes the relationship. Period. So all of these different things we can talk about. I don't really bring any new information. I just bring it in a new way, right? And then if we do bring new information, then, you know, we're thanking the heavens and the creator for it. But for me, I just bring things in a new way. In a new way that you may have never heard before. You may have never seen it that way before. And maybe it resonates the way that I bring it, right? I'm not going to reach everybody, but some people may resonate with the way I deliver the same information, right? But we don't want to just deliver information that doesn't work. So not only do we want to deliver it in a new way, we also too want to make sure that we are experimenting and that we're testing and we're trying the true information out, so that you can come up and say, hey man, it was true for that person, it was true for me, and now I'm going to give it to the next person, and hopefully it'll be true for their situation, right? This thing works, right? We need to be on the cutting edge of this thing. And so I'm proposing that you guys follow me on Facebook. I'm King Render. You know, man, look, this ain't really what I do. Social media, technology, all that type of stuff, being on the camera. I'm not necessarily one to be doing it like that, but I just see the need for our people to know where to go to be able to get information on any topic, on anything you going through. You got a place to go to. You got a person that knows. I've been to the military. I've been to the penitentiary. I've been to where I had no job and nowhere to go, to where I've got a good job and a house and, you know, everything else that you would want in life. So my point is that when you've been to hell and heaven and you come back, you may have a story to tell. You may have information that's relevant for your people. So you guys keep me posted, man, and keep me tuned in, right? Keep tuning in to me, right? King Render at Facebook. King Render at Twitter. All right? King Render, well, no, it's not King Render at Twitter. It's Have Faith in Love. Twitter at Have Faith in Love Ministries, right? And I'm, like I said, I just say Have Faith in Love Ministries, but I'm not a preacher. I don't claim anything, man. I'm just a human. You know what I mean? Like I said, who've been to hell and heaven and back, and come with some information for my people, and just trying to help the total them in every aspect of their lives. I'm not going to promote the military just because I've been. I'm not going to promote penitentiary just because I've been. I'm not going to promote working on a job just because I got one. I'm not going to promote just business because I got one. I'm not gonna promote. You know, I'm not. It's about you, the individual, your individual needs, and then I help you route out a specific plan to get you back where you want to be, or to get you out of where you are. So that's what this is about. Twitter at Have Faith in Love Ministries. Facebook, reach me at King Render. And Instagram at King Render. Peace. Love y'all forever.